Welcome you YouTubers to the greatest noob school of dueling. Today I'm going to be talking about negations of summons. I apologize for my voice, I think I'm coming down with a cold. We're going to be talking about ways to negate an opponent's monster, or your opponent can negate your monster. There are three different ways to special summon a monster or monsters to the field. That's going to be by way of magic, trap, and monster effects. First way, monster effects. You can use a Birdman, which is the cost of returning a face-up monster you control to your hand, which means if it's a cost, it has to be able to live in your hand. So you cannot return a token, you cannot return a synchro, an exceed, ritual, or fusion monster. They cannot go back to the hand for Birdman. To special summon Birdman, if it's a wind, it comes out at 1900. Now, your opponent can respond from the cost by playing Royal Oppression or Solemn Warning. They cannot, however, use Black Horn of Heaven or Solemn Judgment, because there is an effect that is special summoning a monster, not the special summon of a monster. Okay, second way, magic cards. Magic cards can special summon monsters like Emergency Teleport. Quick play magic card that can special summon a level 3 or lower psychic monster from the hand or the deck. Now at activation, your opponent can use Royal Oppression to negate it, they can use Solemn Warning to negate it, or they can use Solemn Judgment to negate it. Now Solemn Judgment can be used just because it is the activation of a magic card. Doesn't matter if it can special summon or not, but it's a magic card, and Solemn Judgment can negate magic cards. Also, there are continuous magic cards. Miracle Fertilizer, continuous magic card. Once per turn, you can resurrect a plant from the graveyard, but you cannot normal summon or set the turn you do. And if the monster special summoned by this effect is removed from the field, destroy Fertilizer. You can actually use Solemn Warning only at the activation of the card itself, and I'll get to that in a bit. You can use Royal Oppression only when the effect is actually used to special summon a monster, but you can use Solemn Judgment to negate the activation of the magic card itself before it's resolved. Now, once resolved, your opponent, like I said, cannot use Solemn Warning to negate this card, just because of the simple fact the card has already been resolved. And the text of Solemn Warning, reads: negate the summon of a monster or the activation of a magic or trap card, activation of a magic, activation of a trap card, or the effect monster's effect that includes an effect that special summons a monster or monsters and destroy that card. So by then, Solemn Warning has already missed it. This also goes for Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen One. I saw someone on Dueling Network earlier, and he gave up the duel when he actually probably could have still won. Special summons Hyperion with Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen One, and the opponent warns, which he couldn't have because the card was already face up on the field and resolved. Okay, then there are trap cards like Call the Haunted, Reverse Limit, and so have you, so forth. Those can actually resurrect monsters from out of play and the graveyard respectively, even Reinforce Truth to bring a monster from the deck, as long as it meets the requirements. Now, there are monsters that can actually resurrect monsters from the graveyard or special summon them from the hand, like Gigaplant. Gigaplant, when using his effect, can special summon an insect or a plant from the hand and or the graveyard. So, with that being said, he's already face up on the field. If you try to use his effect, you can actually use Royal Oppression and Solemn Warning on him. Two things that can actually hurt Gigaplant and or your strategy. Now, is there a way to counter it? Yes, sure, there is. You can actually use a card I like to use. It's called Tyrant's Temper. Tyrant's Temper, you tribute off one monster for the continuous trap card cost, and all of your face-up monsters that you own are unaffected by the effects of trap cards. Now, that's extremely useful whenever you are trying to get away from your opponent being able to Royal Oppress all of your monsters because they have effects to special summon monsters. Now, once they're face up on the field, you're great. Just try to get past them before they can actually negate your summons to the field. Alright? So that's going to be it for today's lesson of negations in the School of Dueling. It's been fun teaching you guys, and see you guys in the next episode. And remember, play like a noob, win like a pro. That's the only way to go. T-Bird 325, and I'm out.